Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream. Today we're back in Microsoft Flight Sim. We're taking a look at an early access copy of the IFly 737 MAX 8. We've never flown the 737 MAX on the channel before because there hasn't been one for Flight Sim other than the IFly version for P3D, but you know we don't have P3D. So really happy that this aircraft has finally come to Microsoft Flight Sim. We need one for X-Plane, but for today we are focusing on the Microsoft Flight Sim version, and let me tell you guys, this is absolutely fantastic. It's a really good aircraft. Very impressed with it, and it's just early access. So I do want to stress that it is early access, and it was very kindly provided to the channel for review and to stream by IFly. Hey Minol, welcome to the stream. Calum, Nikki, welcome. Yeah, lots of ground vehicle crashes. So this is just because I've enabled every single ground vehicle for the 737 at the moment, just to show you guys just how much it has. But some of it is conflicting with the scenery vehicles. So as you can see, you can actually open the radome, which is really cool. If we go down here. And let me slow down the camera here because the modeling is really nice and the texture work is also very nice. We're here at East Midlands at the moment, if you can already tell. We'll be heading to Amsterdam, but we'll take a look at the route later. Yeah, it looks really nice. So there's a full radome, all the pitot heat and angle of attack sensor covers are on as well. We've even got gear pins, which should be in as well, which is really cool. All these catering vehicles, and we'll take the covers off and have another look as well, but you can see the engine modeling here, really nice. Same goes for the landing gear. All have been very nicely done. It's terrible weather here in East Midlands right now. We're live weather, but we are not live time because I wanted to show off the aircraft and it's kind of difficult to do that in the dark. But yeah, really nice modeling. You can see all the static wicks there modeled. Lovely split wingtip here, which is obviously very well known on the 737 MAX. And yeah, the engines Leap 1, these are Leap 1 Alphas, aren't they? Leap 1As on the 737, very similar to the engine that is on the A320 Neos. They're the Leap 1 Bravos. These are Leap 1 Alphas, different to the CFM56, so the engines are pretty different as well. They sound different, but obviously a lot more powerful and also much more efficient. But let's jump into the aircraft and just get some things underway, then we'll go ahead and brief the route here. Mitt Miller, welcome. Dan Moretti, welcome. I'm excited about this one. Yeah, honestly, really good aircraft. And of course we have the PMDG for the 737 NG, but I gotta say, even though this is a different aircraft and this is in early access, right off the bat I can tell you this is better, in my opinion. It really is. At least for casual simmer, the modeling, the texture work, the sounds are amazing. Sounds by Boris Audio Works, who we all know. But yeah, fantastic. Let's just go into the system page. As you can see, we've got a very Boeing style EFB here. If we go into the system page, it actually remembers what page you're on. So if we go to system page and then you go to sim menu and ground support, it does have GSX integration, but today we're not going to use that. I just want to show off the base aircraft, and I do have FS Realistic running, but all the sounds for FS Realistic are muted, so that's just doing our camera movement and stuff, but all the sounds you hear are part of the default aircraft. Hey Antonio, welcome. I live in South Florida. I'm trying to fly the Zebo over from KMIA to MMX over the Hurricane. Of a Hurricane Milton at 33,000 turbulence is crazy. Don't know if it's gonna hold up. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. um, Updating nav data. Nice, Calum. Hello, Ebru. Welcome. SP needs that level of detail for the models. Yeah, absolutely. The Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft, you know, the top tier ones, you're talking, you know, even PMDG, Phoenix, and especially this, um, really blow visually anything in X-Plane out the water, to be completely honest. The flight model on this is pretty good, but we're going to get into that later. I'm just going to get rid of, we don't need pneumatics or air conditioning. We'll leave fueling. We don't need lavatory. We leave electric, that's the GPU. If you go page down, we don't need water. We'll leave air stairs, galley, trucks, and the loader. And then we don't want gear pins, obviously. That's just for show. We'll get rid of all the cones and covers. You can see just how many there are. There's so many. Radome, we're going to close that. And all right, so as you can see, nothing has actually happened yet. So an interesting sort of feature of the aircraft is once you hit set, everything will go live. So if you click the wrong thing, it's not going to do anything. As you can see, the radome is open. As soon as I click set, the radome will start closing and all of this stuff will eventually go away. We do have FSLTO running. It is quite loud. Hey, Skystream, welcome. And thank you for subscribing. Amirza Ali. Can you give me a flight to do with Southwest? I'm not too familiar with those flights, but I guess who flies to Southwest? Or what airport? Maybe LAX to San Jose? That's a nice hour-ish flight. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. So there's airport map, as you can see here. We'll take a look at that later. Performance, we'll look at that later. But we're going to initialize the flight. And if we go, we've got SimBrief integration as well. So I'm going to do some startup here. And I'll be a bit quiet because I want you guys to listen to the sound. So we're going to, let's go battery. Very nice. All right, and let's wait till you hear the APU sounds. They are fantastic. Wheel well, wing light can go on, position light to steady. And the hydraulic pumps can go on, packs to auto. Isolation valve can go to auto. APU bleed can go on for now. And cabin utility, IFE seat power. Fasten seat belts will go just to auto for now. And we'll go bat and ground power. You can see we have AC volts here, which is what we want. Let's go ahead and align the ADAS. See, that's going to take 2 minutes. I've got it on a fast mode, and there's even a broadband system, which is pretty cool. So whilst that's doing that, let's go ahead and brief the route. So I'll bring over Navigraph. Okay, so we are here at East Midlands Airport. And we're going to be departing runway 09 on the Daventry 4 Papa departure out of here. And then we're flying down to the south a little bit and over to the English Channel. And then here to Amsterdam, where we will be on the Red F1 Alpha, or the Red F1 Alpha arrival. And then the ILS into runway 18 right, although we may switch to 18 center because that is a long taxi, but we'll see once we get in the air. We've got to see what the weather's doing as well. So let me just bring this back here then. All right, hey SimCrushFly, welcome. And all right, so let's get started with the, oh, we put this on video. Look at this. There is video. I wonder if we open a flight gate door, is that live? No, unless that's the wrong door. But still, that's pretty cool. I do want to show you the cabin, actually, because the cabin has been done very nicely. As you can see, we are flying the TUI livery, and it's got all the TUI, you know, pamphlets and stuff. So it looks like livery creators can do that. And here we actually have the panel for the passenger seating area, and this does actually work. So you can see there's IFE power, maintenance for the password, lighting, So let's see, we have it on what, just white boarding. So I think that's what we have it on now. We can go off completely, and is it gonna, it might not work while we're so is that it? So there's the lighting. If I go white bright, there you are, there it turns on. White, does white medium not work? There it is, white medium off, work. Yeah, pretty cool. So all of this does work, which is really nice. We're gonna put that on boarding and just leave this as it is. We don't want to mess around too much with it, but I do want to show you that. Yeah, the cabin modeling is really nice as well. Looks pretty good. I'm not sure if TUI have a business or first class, but there you go. I have flown on a TUI 737 MAX before. Actually flown a couple of times on 737 MAX. But yeah, it's really nice. I'll show you some of my presets here. Yeah, very, very nice. And the sounds are also fantastic. So let's go ahead and close this door. Frames on it are pretty good as well, by the way. So I get very similar frames to the Phoenix aircraft on this, so pretty good. So let's go ahead and import our flight plan and start off with all of this then. So let's see, pausing it. We're at EGNX, Echo Golf November X-ray. And we can go here, get a GPS. You can get left or right, doesn't matter. They are the same anyway. Put that in, go to route, and we'll request a flight plan. So full SimBrief integration as well, works very well. And we'll select that and we'll click load. That's going to load our flight today. And alright, activate that, execute. We're doing runway 09. Perfect. While we do this, I do want to get the APU started as well. So let's start the APU. It should come on. I think we have to wait a little bit longer before it decides to start. New. Come on, APU. You know you want to start. It's going to cycle it. I didn't have the issue yesterday. Interesting. So go on. And then start. We should get a low oil pressure. Hopefully. Oh, cool. You can actually press those. I had no idea. Right, you know what? Let's do our weight balance and we'll come back to that. Like I said, it is early access, so there may be bugs and stuff. But for what I did my flight yesterday and it worked pretty much spot on. Right, so if we go to performance, weight balance, and then we need to do read MSFS data, and then we need to go to, that's an essential step. Then we go to packs here, and we're going to set our pack. So let me get my OFP and bring it up here. So come on, you know what I'm going to have to do? Let me just put this on always on top. Okay, so here's the OFP. And let's see what our packs is today. 146. Put that in 146. And oh, did the APU start? Oh, okay, the APU did start. You just didn't get the low pressure. Interesting. Okay, I wanted to show you the APU start sounds, but I guess not. Right. Anyway. So, 146 cargo. Right, so we need to just match our zero fuel weight here of 58.9. So we probably need to take some cargo out. Oh, come on. So 58.9, 58.5. Let's put 400 in the front. There we are. We got a nice takeoff weight. Got a nice CG of around 23. That should do us just fine. So that's going to be good to go. And then fuel, we need block fuel 44. So let's put that in. Let's go 44. And then our taxi fuel here. This is just for calculation. So our taxi fuel is 191. And our planned trip fuel, which is here, is one. We'll round that up to 2 kilos, 2 tons even. All right, so we set payload now, and click complete. Bring this back down here. Hey, Rapenso, welcome. Thank you very much. And so is that gonna? That should. Set MSFS. Okay. Yeah, so we need to go here, cargo, set the payload, and then go here and then set MSFS fuel. Alright, then click complete, and our fuel is in. Perfect. Okay. Honestly, I don't mind the EFB sync crash flyer. It's very Boeing style. I know some of them, you know, just have more iPad style, but this is the oh, I dropped my phone. This is the style I've gone for, and I don't mind it. It's a nice EFB, plenty of functions, lots of settings as well, and it works very well. So I don't mind it. Let's go and finish our flight plan here in the CDU. Right, so departure, runway 09 is correct. And then we're on Daventry for Papa. So execute that. Go back to the arrival. We're doing the ILS 18 right on the Redfer departure. Sorry, arrival. And then we are on the Sugarwan Delta transition. So we'll execute that, check our legs page, make sure there's no discos in here. There is a vectors there, but that's after the runway. That's for the missed approach. That's fine. Go to init ref here, and let's just confirm our flight level 310. That's fine. Let me bring this back across, and our cruise wind here 200 at 037. Now, ISA dev, we can work that out by, let's go here. So, the way I work this out, essentially, is if you don't know about ISA, ISA is the International Standard Atmosphere, is values that we use. So, at sea level, the ISA temperature is 15 degrees. And the elevation of East Midlands is at 300 feet. So, we assume sea level here. There's not big enough of a difference here to assume otherwise. That means, and it's 13 degrees right now, that means we have an ISO deviation of -2. So let's put that in. I think that is the correct way of doing it. And the top of climb OAT, we can confirm that if we scroll down just a little bit. See here, 310, our OAT is -49, which is this one here. At flight level 310. So that's only 1 degree off, so that's, you know, perfectly fine there. And okay. Zero fuel weight is going to put that in automatically. That's exactly what we want. And our reserve was... Our alternate is Eindhoven, EIN, so that's 800. and then 900. So that's going to be 1.7 tons in there. Cost index 42 is confirmed. Fantastic. And I'll put this back. Okay. Do you think Zebra will make a 737 MAX? I'm not sure. I think they're just fully focused on the NG at the moment. Forgot to put performance in yesterday while flying it. Definitely different from PMDGs. Yeah, it's really nice though. I have to say I enjoy this more than PMDG. I have to say. At the bottom it says FinRes plus Alt. Yes. Oh, I see. You know what, Matale? I had no idea that it says FinRes plus Alt at the bottom here. Thank you very much. I've been doing the math myself. So, you know, normally for my reserve, I add these two values. Not the time, the fuel, but it actually gives it to you down here for FMC info. That's pretty cool. I had no idea that was there. Thank you very much. You learn something new all the time. I've been flying the 737 for so long in the sim. You know, since X-Plane 10. And didn't know that. Dan, I'll get into that once we take off, more than likely. As there is quite a lot. Is it possible that Flight Factor will make in the future 747 series? I believe they are planning on it, but the head of Flight Factor wants to get a type rating on it first. Right, anyway, so we've copied the FMC data. So we have EGNX, runway 09. It is not dry. It's definitely going to be wet. It's raining outside, so let's go to wet. Wind, I don't know why it's in meters per second, and I don't know how to change it to knots. But we're just going to put wind in as we do normally. It shouldn't make too much of a difference anyway. I've got no idea why it's in meters per second. But the weather is, yeah, 100... 10 knots. So put that in. Temperature 13 degrees. The QNH is... we'll switch this to hectopascals. And then QNH is 990. Pretty low actually, hence the bad weather. And then we'll put 990 in here. Hectopascals. RTG, we'll do takeoff because we want to hear those lovely sounds. Max, flap config, flaps 5, aircon will be on, those are the packs essentially, anti-ice will be off, not required, so we'll calculate that. Yeah, weather in the UK is really bad, so that's why we have a low QNH as well. Or, well, the low air pressure is what is giving us bad weather. Anyway. Let's go ahead and put this in. So we're not doing any D-rate today because we want to hear those lovely sounds. We'll go flaps 5. These normally match anyway. So as you can see, we have... Oh, they don't at the moment. Oh, because it's giving us a selected temp. Okay. So in that case, we will probably not use this. Cause this is giving us a selected temp of 42. But we don't really want to do that. So let's just go with what it gives us here. 130, 131, 143. Trim 4.17. You can actually make it set the trim automatically, which is really nice, but I like to do it manually. Because it's something as part of, you know, the checklist, so 4.17. There it is. Alright, and V2 is 143, so let's put that up here. And something which is sort of minor, but really nice. The speed in which these, you know, these move is really nice. They speed up the longer you scroll. You know, it's a minor thing, but you know, sometimes when you're scrolling for ages on these various knobs, you don't have to do that. It's actually been done very nicely on this aircraft. I'm just going to disable FSLTL because I'm getting FPS issues here. That'll be a bit better. I need to sort my Microsoft Flight Sim out. It's been performing a little bit not so good recently. Anyway, auto throttle, VNAV, LNAV can be armed. It might not let us at the moment. Not an accept. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And everything down here is good to go. APU gen, APU bleed is on. Let's get all the fuel pumps on. Yaw damper can go on as well. Window heat. Probe heat will go on afterwards. Everything else looks good. It's automatically done our cruise alt there. Our landing altitude is -4 at Amsterdam, so we'll leave it as it is. And alright, let's call for pushback. We'll get the beacon on. Prefer pushback departure. And we'll go Ryanair. And we've got rid of all of this stuff, so make sure the parking brake is set. Chocks can go. We'll disconnect all of this stuff here. I really like the way this is done.
Hello, Captain.
It's super
We are
easy
ready
to
for
use.
pushback.
And that is everything. So we'll set that. All the ground services are gone. Look at the beautiful, beautiful aircraft here. FF747, 400, 747 -8 would be awesome. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A few years away, but that would be pretty cool. Can you test wipers out to see if they do anything like Phoenix or nothing at all? Yeah, we can test that. Nick, welcome. Hopefully it'll be released soon. I do hope so. And the wipers do work. Look at that. We have working wipers. Kind of. Very cool. Nice sounds on that as well. I've not actually tried those yet. Just gonna set my ND here. Yeah, so this aircraft is, I would say, innovative. There's a lot of new features. It's just, yeah, fantastic aircraft. I'm very impressed with it. And you know, with a 737, it's difficult to impress me because I'm so used to the Zebo and I have very, very high, level that sets. But this is very good. Can't really compare it to Zebo because they're two different planes completely in two different sims, but this is pretty good. Which way are we pushing back? Yeah, so we're taking room 09. We're going to push back nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Right, so settled auto brake. Collision light is on. Transponder can go to off. I don't know why it defaults to TARA. It's strange. The PMDG aircraft do that as well, and I'm not entirely sure why. Alright, let's release the parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright. So let's start engines. Let's start engine number... packs need to go first. Let's see how the sounds change there with the packs off. Very nice. I'm going to start engine number 1 first, and I'm going to let you listen to these sounds from the cabin. I'm going to add the fuel in. It's going to motor for a little while, just like they do in the Airbus. But we'll take a listen to these sounds. There it goes. Lovely.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your
Set the parking
confirmation for
brake.
a good engine start.
And we'll give them a good engine start just so we can get going here.
To ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking
Listen to
gear.
that. You hear those sounds? Fantastic. Alright. Good start on engine number 1. Let's do engine number 2. And yeah, so the engine start is slightly different to the NG in the sense that they motor for a little while, which is pretty interesting. We'll take a look at flap sounds for sure. They are very good. And we'll put the fuel in. It's going to motor. So, and from what I've seen from real life videos and from what Flight Deck 2 Sim, who's a real world captain on the 737 and the 737 Max, this is accurate.
Left is clear, right is clear.
So they're going away. And from what he said, it depends on, this is from Flight Deck 2 Sim, by the way. It depends on company SOPs, but generally the pilot flying will have the engine display on their side. I know this differs. I've seen different things on YouTube, but I'm gonna leave the engine display here just so it's in my in my line of sight here. And all right, engine mode to continuous then. Packs can go back on to auto. Gen and APU off, APU bleed off, auto, sorry, on the probe heat. Logo light can go on. And we've got the taxi and the runway turn off lights on, and we should be good to go here. Let's listen to the flap sounds. Very nice sounds. They were a little bit quiet. I'm not sure if you heard it on the stream, but that's pretty accurate. Like I said, I've flown on the 737 Max. I've sat in this exact seat on the 737 Max. And it sounds so similar. It really does. Is there a way to display an airport map on the ND? I don't think the 737 Max has that feature, which is why it's not here. Let's go ahead and taxi then. What do you think about the taxiing flying characteristics? So, we'll touch on that now actually. We'll get taxiing. So, the taxi characteristics, at the moment, the nose wheel is really sensitive. You can see how much I'm moving my rudder pedals, and it's really sensitive, but that's a bit of a bug that they do want to fix. As I say, this is an early access copy of the aircraft, so I think they do need to work on that a little bit. It's pretty good otherwise. It's just a little bit overly sensitive. But in terms of the inertia, it's actually pretty good. The flight model is really nice. I wouldn't say it's X-Plane 12 Zebo level. Nothing is so far in X-Plane, other than maybe the A2A Comanche. But the flight model is really nice. This thing is a joy to fly. It's better than the PMDG flight model. The PMDG I find to be quite floaty still. And it doesn't really represent, I don't know, the deadband that is quite prominent on the 737. I don't feel as much as I do from the Zebra. This one I do feel it. So yeah, really happy with the flight model as well. It's really a joy to land. A lot of aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim tend to be quite pitchy, so they're quite sensitive in pitch, and this one isn't, which I'm really glad to be able to say. It is very good. We actually need to set flaps 5. I had flaps 2 set. There it is, flaps 5. And let's speed up the taxi here a little bit. We'll do an engine spool up from outside the cabin and the cockpit when we get on the runway. On release day, you should share your camera.config. I will. That's a good idea, actually. Does the plane have an emergency wind turbine? A rat? Yes, it does. Ram air turbine. Would IFly also work in 2024? Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So, they've said essentially they don't know as of yet. They don't have access to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, so they can't test it. Which is fair enough. They don't have access to the sim, so they can't test it. They do plan, obviously, on making it compatible when Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 does come out, and they've said that for the moment, the people who will buy it early should get a free upgrade to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, but they can't promise that in the future. I think it depends on how much work they have to put in. So yeah, it should work in 2024. I don't see why not, but how long it'll take to get it up to the standard is at, you know, upon release day in 2020, I don't know, basically. Get the Tobii eye tracker working here. And I'm going to set a weather radar here. Terrain radar on the opposite side. I thought the 737 didn't have that IRL. Does the 737 have a rat in real life? You know what, I'll Google it after. Maybe not. I kind of assumed it all Boeing airliners would have it. Projections for the runway. Get our lights on. Strobe steady on the passenger signs. Sorry, on the strobe lights. Alright, we should be good to go here. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Well, thank you for correcting me, Calum. It doesn't have a rat. I had no idea. Listen to those engines. They sound fantastic. And alright. Let's get the TCAS on. And the hood does work, as you can see. So let's do this. Let's do a spool up from the cabin here. Oh, you want me to turn my volume up? Yeah, let's do that actually. Let's see. Alright, that should be better. Let's listen to these sounds now. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll use hood on the takeoff for sure, and the landing. Let's listen to these outside. Fantastic sounds. Very, very, very good. So, we have the hood. Let me know if the sounds are now too loud, but if they're just right, that's fantastic. So let's go ahead and take off then. I'll just line up a little bit better here. Alright, so swirl them up to 40%. And toga. Knots, we'll release the forward pressure. One. Rotate. There's the dead band. Pull up. Look at that, lovely. Got on the flight directors. Gear up. Get LNAV engaged. Look how much power we have. It wants us to pitch up above 20 degrees. Obviously, normally would derate that takeoff, but there you are. Alright, so let's go flaps 1. Nice trim sounds as well. And we're going to hand fly it for a little bit. Flaps can go up now. It does hand fly very, very nice. Get it trimmed out a little bit. The power is crazy. This thing is so powerful. Obviously that takeoff was slightly unrealistic in the sense that we used full power on a very light aircraft. But yeah, I wanted to show you the sounds. Obviously normally we would derate that takeoff in the real world. The HUD is very nice as well. The way it's been implemented. I'm gonna go autopilot now. We put the HUD away. Go standard on the Q&H. And it does it for the first officer side as well. Fantastic. I love having a big ND. It's fantastic. Alright, auto brake can go off. There's no off position on the gear here. I think it's automatic. Look at that. So there is a restriction at 9,000 feet, so it's going to level off. But what we can do is hit the alt intervent, and it's going to bypass that and continue climbing. Or we should do at least. Hopefully. There it goes. Oh, those sounds are beautiful. Let me know if the sim sounds are too quiet or too loud. Hopefully you can still hear me, but these sounds are beautiful. Didn't know the Macs have flash position lock. Yeah, they do. They do actually. In fact, what position did we... They're on flash right now, aren't they? So you can see here. They're flashing. They alternate actually, yeah. Look at that. Or we can have them on full steady. I don't know which are used when, to be honest. That's interesting. Anyway, we are well above 10,000, so they can go off. So can the runway turn off. Engine start switches to off. And wheel well wing logo can go off. We don't need those up here. Yeah, there we are on our way to Amsterdam. Sounds are just right. Fantastic. Yeah, it's really good on takeoff. You can feel the deadband. It rotates really nicely. It's very, very good. And the landing flight model is particularly good, I think. Very nice. When can I buy this? I don't know the release date at the moment. I've got no idea when it's going to release. The price is, what is it, 60, I think it's 64, let me check this. I posted it in my Discord earlier. So it's $69.95 US, but if you have the P3D version 5 version of the IFly 737, then you get 40% off, which takes you to about $40. Very good pricing in my eyes. Only $5 more expensive than the Phoenix. So yeah, pretty good. Nick, I assume that's a joke. The Aerosoft A330 looks extremely disappointing from what I've seen so far. Which is, yeah, it seems to be pretty disappointing. The A330 from Aerosoft. Flash is most probably used in daytime since they aren't really needed. Yeah, probably. I might look it up. I'm sure FlyDeck2 Sim explained it in one of his streams. But yeah, the pricing I think is incredibly fair. So we forgot to look at the airport map. So you can do It might not show it because we're not there. I think because we're not at the airport, it's probably not going to show it until we land. There is, of course, charts as well. So we can use the airports from the FMS. As you can see here, you can bring up charts. And I really like having the Boeing style EFB. You know, the Flight Factor 777 EFB is fantastic. I really, really like it. And I'm not sure why PMDG with their 737, with their 777, didn't use the integrated EFB. I know that sometimes it's not used in real life because it's an add-on, but I think having this, you know, the proper Boeing style EFB is very, very cool. Really enjoy it. Hey Skylar, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Alright, so cruising nicely. Everything on the overhead looks good. Yeah, the you know, the performance calculation, it works very well as well. I must say, we'll see on the you can actually show full as well, as you can see, or show ATM. You can see all the airport info as well, which is very useful. You can see your TORA, your ASDA, your landing distance available, your elevation as well. Although that's in meters, we really would prefer that in feet. So yeah, pretty good. You do actually get, let's go through the settings. You can go to sim menu here. There is application preferences as well, which you can mess around with. Skylar, I haven't heard anything from Tolis. Yeah, I do really hope I do get a copy to stream, but I'm not sure because I've not heard anything from them. Hey Alex, trying to land in your backyard. Yeah, in a plane that you like as well, as far as I know. In a Boeing to Amsterdam, so perfect for you, Alex. Yeah, I don't mind having it swappable, like you say, Calum, because it is airline specific. But yeah, I do prefer this Boeing style EFB. Kimmy, I have no idea when it's going to release, unfortunately. But as soon as I know, I will of course let you guys know. Oh, it's not an NG, boo. Ah, well, I gotta say, it's very, very nice, Alex. It really is. But I do still think I prefer 737 NG a little bit more. The sounds of an NG are a bit nicer. You really do get that buzzsaw, you know. Alright, so there's a bunch of failures as well. You can add clear failures. There's all sorts, as you can see. There's a lot. I'm not going to mess around with this because I don't want to break it. But maybe we'll do some failures at some point in the aircraft. Right, so we want to go back. The save load function, so you can save and load. You can see it comes with one. This is used for the tutorial flight, which is really nice, but you can save and load situations, which is fantastic. Been watching a lot of streams, yeah. Bigger displays equals better plane. I don't know. I don't know about that one. My 737 MAX front gear collapsed during taxiing. Oh, interesting. That's probably not meant to happen. Is MCAS simulated? It is. MCAS is simulated, as far as I know, I think. There's one thing which messes you up with a MAX. Can you guess? I would say probably the displays, since they're the biggest difference, maybe. Or is it MCAS? Yeah, we need to do a Duncan stream, Skylar. My plan was to do that today, But obviously then I got a copy of this, so I have to stream this. But maybe tomorrow if we're not doing anything else. But I kind of want to stream the 737 again and do some failures. Oh, the cowl is the flat spot. Yeah, of course. It does look kind of... To be fair, there is a bit of a flat spot. But not as much. The interior cowling... Let's do this. The interior cowling is still round, but the exterior cowling is not round. But yeah, it does look... Look at the texture work, by the way, under here. Very, very nice. Very cool. So then you can, where are we? Almost at our top of climb. So there's loads of you know, changes you can do here. There's 3 engine options here as well. They are planning to do the 737 MAX 8-200 as well at some point. Yeah, you can see here lots and lots of options. You can have a built-in air stay if you're doing Ryanair ops, for example, which is pretty cool. Wi-Fi antenna. All sorts of autopilot options as well. So you can really set this thing up how you want it. I'm sure some of these are going to be livery specific as well. So liveries change these based on the airline. You can change the flight directors to that. I don't like these flight directors, I prefer the split bars. And I like that this is in the AFB and not in the FMC. In the PMDG, trying to adjust settings in the FMC is, I really don't like it. I prefer having this kind of stuff in the AFB. Can't wait to fly this in Oman Air livery. Flew with them in business and they have lie flat seats in 737 MAX 8. Great airline. Oh wow. I know IFly are planning to implement different cabin configurations and passenger announcements as well. Failures. There's a few failures. I'm going to go through all of them in a second here. There's quite a few. Susie, about your lossless scaling, feel free to make a post in the Discord about that and I can help you there. Alex, it's, yeah, you know, this is very good. I really, really enjoy it. Like I say, better than the PMDG and it's in early access. Flight Deck 2 Sim pretty much had the same comments as far as I know. He was really happy with the sounds, the flight model. So, you know, yeah, just very, very good. And honestly, for the price, you get a lot of aircraft for the price as well. You really do. You get a lot of plane for the price. Of course, nothing's going to beat the Freeware Zebra though. That thing is so good. Is the ACARS page functional seen in the FB under one of the options? Yes. Where was it? I think it's other systems. There is an ACARS page. I'm going to go through these one by one. So yeah, so there's PFD display. We just went through that. The ND display. I'm actually going to change that to heading on top. That's what I prefer. And then it shows our track at an angle. Actually, no, we'll switch it back. Now it shows our track here and our heading there. That's a bit more Airbus-like, I suppose. Yeah, so range arcs, all of this good stuff. MFD, so you can change, you know, the oil, the fuel, so we can have round dial. Click set. There we are, like our 737 NG. I actually prefer it like that. I'm going to keep it on that. Yeah, look at all this stuff. There's so much here. There really is. GPWS. Very nice. You can have smart call outs as well. There's RAS. There's so many options. There really is. So many options, but it's good. It really is very good. You can change the ACAS to SimBrief API or SimBrief text. I've got mine on SimBrief API. Radio auto tuning, that's pretty cool. Other systems, you can change the alignment of the IRS. You can even do a custom time, which is pretty cool. Park and brake simple or realistic. I put it on simple because I think I was having a couple of issues with realistic mode, but I think that's just me. So I've got it on simple just to keep things well simple. And then beacon flash, slow or fast. Miscellaneous. So you have acceleration, you have pause at TD, which is fantastic. And then visors. So I've got them all on open, otherwise they are half closed, half open. Emergency lighting. Auto. See here, this is the auto set trim, which you can turn on or off. There's headphone simulation, which there you go, simulates headphones, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to turn that off. Sync the barrow as well. Let's catch up with chat a little bit. I was thinking about buying the A319-21 for Microsoft Flight Sim, but your auto post tempted me to buy either the Rotate MD80 or the Toeless A330. I'd probably wait for the 330, honestly. That thing's going to be crazy. Really looking forward to that. But I am tempted to get the MD80 myself, actually, as well. This versus Aerosoft A330. That A330 is so disappointing. I've not even looked into it too much because I saw pictures of the cabin and the list of things that are not operational. Yeah, very disappointing. Flight Deck 2 Sim found a few bugs already, but he's already more enthusiastic about it than the PMDG. Yeah, of course, bugs are pretty much expected for an early access copy of the aircraft as well. But yeah, it's really cool. Ooh, I didn't know about that. Got a fourth seat here. That's pretty nice. Put that away. I didn't know about that. Guess none of this is. Oh, the light is simulated. Even that oxygen mask is simulated. Damn, that's pretty cool. Got some pair. Our first officer's got his shirt off. No. Wow. Very nice. This is a map light, I guess. We'll open the window when we land as well. Almost at the top of the descent. Yeah, this is very good. If I didn't have an early access copy, from what I've seen on other people's streams, this would be a day one purchase, but very lucky to be given an early access copy. Big thank you to IFly again. Very good. Highly recommend this. It's got a lot of potential. This, I would go as far as saying this has potential to be on par with Phoenix. You know, from the pricing to the sounds, the systems, the flight model, full GSX integration as well, which is something that annoys me about the PMDG. The GSX integration is, I know it's got partial integration, but the way it does it is a little bit weird. But this just works very well. Full SimBrief integration as well. It's, yeah, really getting there. By the way, I think ACAS page was in the simulation or where the ground stuff is. So if we go to... so yeah, that was just a panel start. There's then obviously pushback, which is unavailable right now because we're in the air. Ground support, which we showed earlier. You can do the refueling as well from here. Of course, there's a doors page and ACAS where you put your SimBrief ID in. Calum, I think the Phoenix still beats it out at the moment, but the Phoenix has been available for, you know, 2-3 years longer. But this is gonna really be up there with Phoenix. It really is, for sure. If not already up there. I think the only person that can really say, you know, really speak on that further is someone like Flight Deck 2 Sim or A320 Sim Pilot, you know, the real world pilots out there. Yeah, Calum, yeah, that's what I've heard about the GSX integration as well. Yeah, I think at the moment I'm really glad we're getting great aircraft for both simulators. You know, we've just had the Flight Factor 777, obviously then the PMDG 777 at the same time. We're going to get the towless A330 very soon. We've got this, the 737 MAX. So, you know, between both sims we have good level aircraft for most, you know, major airliners out there now, which is very, very good. Looks better than Phoenix. FPS looks better too. When I did my testing, the FPS was about the same to me, but the FPS is pretty good as well. And the Phoenix is very, very good. I really do enjoy flying the Phoenix aircraft, especially after the A319 and 321 expansion released. Let's just reset our MCP alt to flight level, just we'll do flight level 100. Yeah, and it's just little things like when you scroll the altitude, it's really easy to use and really easy to set your altitude. PMDG 777F, yeah, excited for that, although I'm not happy about having to pay full price for it. I really feel like there should be a discount on the other variants of the 777 if you already have the 777-300, because paying full price for a 777 for just, you know, the freighter version is I'm not particularly happy about that, I will say. Definitely think that should be discounted. Yeah, Calum, absolutely. Yeah, some of the things that you don't even see, or just the usability of the aircraft makes a big difference. And this aircraft is, you know, like the Phoenix in the sense that the general user, you know, the way you interact with it is pretty good. It's just easy to use. Let's set our minimums. Kimmy, that's funny, yeah. Falcon 50 jet. Right, so we are descending. VNAV is pretty good from what I've seen as well. I know there's a few bugs and stuff, but you know, for an initial sort of release, at least an early access version, the VNAV is pretty good from what I've seen. Let's do our minimums, which is our chart is sideways, interestingly. What's our minimums? Why is our, oh, here, nope. Where's our minimums? Or is it on, there it is, alright. So we're going to go with 187 here today. So we'll set that. So, let's set our barrow, and what was it? I've already forgotten. 187, right. You just hold this, go down to around 180, and let's go. The barrow is a little bit slow, but I think they are changing this, but that's fine. So 187 is set. There is a vertical situation display as well, which is very cool. So let's put the VSD on here. Hey Coldexes, welcome. And let's do our landing performance now. So if we go to, so show landing, and then you just do copy FMC data, it puts everything in, or as much as it can. Conditions in Amsterdam is light showers. So, there's going to be a wet runway, wind 140 at 7, temperature 15 degrees, QNH 996. Oh. Oh, is it dry, Alex? Navigraph is saying it's light showers of rain, but we'll see when we get there. I'm going to put wet because that's the worst case scenario. So I'm going to leave it at that. Flaps 30, aircon will be on, anti-ice off, brakes, auto brake 1, calculate, and there we are. Look at all of this information here. 777-300 at the moment. I guess the 777F is going to be pretty similar. I think the F is based on the 200, right? So I guess if the F is coming soon, then that means they've done a fair bit of work for the 200 as well, maybe? Oh, you're adding on 2 messages. I see. Got you. Oh, we'll be dry for 2. Okay, let's do dry then. And calculate. So, lots of landing info. We have normal with ice and low visibility weights, and also our VREF plus 5. So 150 is our VREF. Quick turnaround weight is that. Quick turnaround time 67 minutes. En route related info. Landing distance, approach speed. Yeah, lots of info here. Do show en route. Oh, we did dispatch. So we want to do show en route, not dispatch. It's copied all the stuff across anyway. Dry, auto brake 1. You can select a load of non-normal as well. Look at that, so cool. Yeah, show. Oh no, show. There it is. Why can't I calculate? Click none. There it is. Click calculate. There it is. Okay. Coming back to explain after only flying Microsoft flights for the past few days makes me miss GSX. Oh yeah, 100%. I like the flight factor upgrade model. I don't mind it. Yeah, like you say, it can be a little bit confusing, but it works pretty well. And as long as we're not paying full price for all the different variants, then that's fine. Our QNH was 996. I'm going to get that preset. Nope. 996. And VREF 30 plus 5, 143. Landing distance available is 3,800 meters, but we have our landing distance required is 24, so plenty of space with auto brake 1. Massive runway at Amsterdam. I do have the flight tamper scenery. But anyway, VREF plus 5, 143. So let's put that in. 143. There we are. Perfect. And set auto brake 1. There it is. Perfect. Alrighty, let's look at our fuel. We have 2.6 on board, so still plenty. Descending nicely. Let's set our ILS frequency here. So it does actually tell me here the ILS and the course, which is nice, but I always double check that on the charts. So our ILS is, we'll set this to ILS mode 1101, and we'll do the same here, 1101, and then the course is 182. Yeah, Ground Handling Pro is there, but from what I've heard, it's buggy. It's a bit old now. And that has got all the features that GSX has. And put 182 on the first officer side as well. I'm going to get rid of the vertical situation display because it's not showing as much there. Do you have any good recommendations for scenery designers for X-Plane? Because if I buy the MD80, I might buy a scenery with it. Good scenery designers, so we have Time Models, SFD, Missed Exits, they're the same people, same person at least. We then have Boundless, is very good. We have Vertical Sim, I've seen they do some pretty good stuff. Especially if you're flying the MD80, so that's going to be a lot of US flying, so you might want to look at some of Nimbus, some of their stuff. Fly Tampa, yep. I have Fly Tampa Sydney, and it's very good. Orbex has Orbex East Midlands. Xcoder, absolutely. Lots of good scenery developers for X-Plane. Very nice. Beautiful. And guys, if you want, we can do a second sector after this. We can switch to live time, do a night flight. If you give me a route, more than happy to do that. Just make it, you know, under an hour. Yeah, more than happy to do a second leg after this as well. Could head to Frankfurt or Bristol. Maybe about the same amount of time. Yeah, Frankfurt is going to rip my FPS to shreds. I do have the Aviatech scenery for that though. Maybe Bristol. Could do Bristol, but I don't have the scenery for it. Oh, Skylar, I would hop on VATSIM, but I don't have VPilot set up. I don't even have my model matching set up at the moment. But thank you very much for the offer. Really do appreciate that. Default is good. We can do that as it, maybe. Been a while since I've flown to Bristol. We'll see if there's any other suggestions as well. Let's get these lights back on. So, VNAV handled that perfectly. We need to be under 10,000 for this next waypoint, which we're going to be, just. And we're slowing down nicely as well, so it's handled that very well. We can actually go down to 7K. Let me see. Yeah, 7,000 is good. I do have Heathrow, the inner build scenery for Heathrow. I have a good scenery for Dublin, if we want to go to Dublin. I've got the MK Studios Dublin scenery. Yeah, we can do Bristol. Actually, yeah. Rough weather, that sounds fun. We can do that. The weather in the UK is terrible, so that would be pretty fun, especially at night. Okay, descending nicely. VNAV doing a fantastic job here. Very happy with the VNAV so far. The wind in Amsterdam is 140 at 7, so we'll have a very slight crosswind, but not much at all. If you guys want to see any you know, more specific things on this aircraft, then do let me know. In terms of how is this specifically better than PMDG, in my opinion, I would say sounds definitely a lot better. The PMDG sounds on both the 737 and the 787 on the 777 are disappointing. They're not bad, don't get me wrong, but they're not as good as they could be, especially for an aircraft of that price. These sounds are definitely a lot better and pretty accurate from what I've heard from my time in a 737 MAX at least. The flight model really nice. I really like the flight model. And of course the systems, the modeling, the texture work is just all fantastic. Very good. It has a newer look to it, which is, you know, makes sense. It's not that much wear and tear because they are generally newer aircraft. So that actually makes a lot of sense. Bristol's always windy, Caleb. Will it be a night flight? Yeah, we can do a night flight for sure. We'll switch to live time. Let's get a fix in here. So at EHAM, we go 10. There it is, as we always do. Nice 10 nautical mile fix. Next altitude after this can be flight level 055, which is 5,500. So we'll set that, referencing my charts there. You can open the bins in the overhead. Oh, really? The overhead bins in the cabin. Oh, look at that. The sounds are nice as well. That's pretty cool. I've not seen that on any aircraft in any sim. That's pretty cool. You know what would be pretty cool? I actually saw someone mention this in the Discord as a suggestion. When you do our really hard landings, some of these open, or in really, you know, bad turbulence. That would be pretty cool. Maybe do a flight into Monaco, runway 04. I did the VOR landing into it today and it was very scenic. Oh, Nice. We'll have a look. It might be a bit too long, but we can take a look at that as well. Oh, the FlyJ sim has it? Wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, that's the kind of level of detail we're dealing with here on this aircraft. Very good. The toilets flush, do they? I think I saw someone on Discord saying they don't flush, but let's find a toilet. I love that we have oh, look at this, the blinds actually work. So you can open the door. The toilet doesn't flush. I'm pretty sure they're gonna end up adding that though, right? Alright, let's... There should be the panel to control the... That's emergency exit lights. Can't find it. Should be at the front. But yeah, very nice. Look at the cabin. I wonder. No, okay. Let's go back to the cockpit, focus on our flight. Right, we need to descend now to our platform altitude, which is 2,000, so I'm going to set that. No flush equals no buy. I'm pretty sure they're going to end up adding that. I'm pretty sure. It does put the PMDG into perspective, doesn't it? It definitely outclasses a PMDG. 100%. This is Phoenix level, honestly. And this is just early access, you know. Imagine what this will be like in a year, or even upon release. It's going to have... I know they're working on some more system depth. They said they wanted to work on that a little bit more. They also wanted to work on passenger announcements as well, which is pretty cool. Skyler, yeah, the performance is pretty good as well on the aircraft. Is it gonna make us descend here? Come on. Take the speed manually here. Get descending. FlyJ Sim has really poor performance in the cabin. It does. The FlyJ Sim has poor performance in just in general for me, to be honest. I'm gonna put a little bit of speed brake out. Do a right seat landing? I don't know. We don't have the hood though on that side, so we do, by the way, have the tint if you need the tint, and the brightness does. No, the brightness doesn't work, but that's fine. So there's the hood, all works. On the approach, so VOR lock, glide slope, perfect. They definitely have the right timing for the release. First the horrendous 707 release and then the A330 release. Yeah, the release is very well timed. Although it's not released yet, but when they do release it, they said around November time, I think they've said. Yeah, good timing. I agree. Go to local QNH now. Alright. Let's land this thing then. $8 miles out, let's slow it down to 180. Let's do 160. Flaps 1. Maybe a bit faster.
2500.
What's your opinion on Aerospace A330? I'm very disappointed, to be honest with you. From what I saw, very disappointed. Definitely something I will not be purchasing anytime soon. Considering the amount of money that the German government gave them as well. It makes me wonder where that money's gone, where that money's been invested, to be honest. Alright, so there's 160 with flaps 5. Let's go gear down, flaps 15. And what's our VREF? 143. There it is. Engine start switch is to continuous for the landing. Gear down. Alright, flaps 25 as we slow down here, flaps 30. I'm going to disconnect the auto throttle there. So I've got the throttles now. Disconnect the autopilot as well. Alright, my aircraft. It's a little bit windy actually. Well, 27 knot headwind, wow. Or did I read that wrong? Nice and stable. Yeah, they got given 500k for that, for the A330. Alright, don't want to get too low here.
1,000.
Just enable my head tracker. Get a bit more power in here. The pitch power moment as well is really good. When you add power, the aircraft tries to pitch up a little bit, which is realistic. Using that hood very nicely. I love using the hood on the 737. When the Zebo came out with their hood, I've just used it all the time for every single landing virtually. Getting a little bit low, that's correct. A little bit slow as well. Oh, our speed brake was still out, that's why. That's not going to help. No wonder our power was quite high. It's definitely a little bit windy. Try not to get too low. We'll ignore the pappies. Pappies are not accurate in Microsoft Flight Sim at the moment.
200.
A little bit of trim. There's minimums. Continue. Gonna get slow here.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
There it is. Versus, we forgot to record the landing, but we'll do that for our second flight. Take the next exit, not this one. Alright. That wasn't too bad. We'll take this exit to our left. There's a bit of a long taxi back. We're going to keep the speed up. As we exit. Get it slowed down. Alright. Right, now for the long taxi back. Yeah, really nice on the landing. I completely forgot to start the replay, but we'll do that for the second flight. If I forget, do remind me. But yeah, really happy with that. Let's go flaps up. Disarm the speed brake. Flight directors are off. Landing lights. Engine start. You hear the sound when we brake? Let me speed up again on this straight. And just listen to the sound when we brake. Remember, this is not XP realistic at all. This is all the default sounds in the aircraft. So let's speed up a little bit, and I'm gonna brake now. Hear that? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Skylar, you're very correct. I do agree with that. They made a big mistake releasing that, the A330, honestly. No idea what they were thinking. Right, so we need to go to the left here. I don't want to make this taxi too long. TCAS. To all off. Are the V-speeds working? They are. And they're working pretty good. Yeah, the ground taxiing is actually quite nice at higher speeds. At lower speeds it's a little bit sensitive, but the inertia's there. Really nice. Just a beautiful aircraft. I don't think I'm going to be flying the PMDG anytime soon, because if I want to fly the NG, I've got my Zebra. If I want to fly the Max, it's going to be this. Really, really happy. Get the weather radar off. And we will get the terrain radar off here. We'll start the APU. Actually, we'll do the APU now. So let me just see where we're going here on the charts. Okay, so we're gonna go take this left here. So this is Whiskey 15. We should probably get the airport map up, shouldn't we? Interesting. Why is that not? Okay, that's not working. So that's probably a bug. It was working for me yesterday. Why are we now breaking? Oh. I know why. The silly Microsoft Flight Sim bug where when you right click and move your camera, it freezes all your controls, including your brakes. So my brakes were frozen there. The sounds are fantastic. I can hear the APU starting up. I think. I'm going to take the second right here. Trying to get the charts up. Ew, watch where we're going. Too busy trying to get these charts. Make our way down. I'm trying to get the charts up here. Use airports from FMS, EHAM, edit clip, and then 10.9. This one should do. Jeez, we gotta watch where we're going, man. This is why we have two pilots. One's flying, the other one's getting charts and stuff working. I'm just gonna stop for a second. We're here. We need to go. Right, the stand's here to our left, so let's just do this. These are remote stands. That's fine. We're gonna go over there. Let's get GSX going. It's J platform, and then it's J85 right in front of us. Okay, so we're going there. Lights off. So yeah, remote stand, but just for just to be quick. You think you could land this at EGLC? Honestly, I think it's got the performance to do it. The brakes are pretty good. Flaps 40 into London City, I'm pretty sure you can. So we'll do a second flight then, in a second here. We'll just park up. See here, at this kind of speed, it's quite sensitive on the nose wheel. But the brakes are nice. So we'll stop there. Parking brake is on. APU, gen, APU bleed, and we'll kill the engines. And let's get ready for our second flight. How do you get early access? I just contacted the dev on Discord, but I'm not sure if they're accepting more people at the moment. Flying out of Gatwick in 757, and the weather is straight out of a horror movie. Yeah, it's going to be rough going into Bristol, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We can close the flight. And okay, let's get started on, let's get ground power and some stuff here. So we'll just get this for now, for time. We'll leave the APU on, we just won't have it on the power for now. Right, so we'll light anti-collision logo light can go off. That should probably go to steady. Just trying to reset the aircraft. Actually, that can go on. These can go off for now. We'll turn them back on once we're ready for pushback. Fuel pumps, we'll just leave the rear left on. And alright, so let's go ahead and just do our flight plan. What is their Discord? How can I find it? I just found it from their website. If you type IFly 737, you should be able to find it from their Discord, from their website even. So we're doing new flight. CUDA 818 from here to, is it EGGD is Bristol? It is EGGD. Just using the default 737 MAX aircraft in SimBrief. Meanwhile, in Florida, incoming hurricane dropped about below 900 millibars. Wow. Hey, Aviation Nick, I'm going to put a link to their Discord in the chat here. Let me get this invite. There is the link. And alright, so we have our SimBrief flight plan. All good to go. Let me just load this into Volanta and into Navigraph. According to Volanta, that was 200 feet per minute, so a decent landing, not too bad. But anyway, we need to go to flights. No, we don't. We need to go to map. Plan a flight. Add the flight plan. Hey, Owls, welcome. How's it going? I see you've been streaming this aircraft a lot. Fantastic, isn't it? Really, really like it. Alright, so let's put that away. I did my first flight with two consequent legs today, but sadly couldn't fly on that Simpsons. Had to study for my maths exam. Ah, I see. Yeah, Ours, 100%. Very fun aircraft. Beats the PMTG, in my opinion, already, to be honest. Right, so where were we? We have our flight plan. Let me bring Navigraph over here. We'll do the ILS. Yeah, we'll do this. This works. Although it says this is the arrival runway, so I guess we're gonna use that. So we'll do that. And again, this is not which is the departure runway. this is the departure runway. Navigraph making things so easy. And then what departure are we doing? Looks like we're doing this. That looks like it's going to work. Alright, so we'll add that in. Perfect. Alright guys, so this is our route for the second leg. We're here at Amsterdam. We're going to depart runway 24, so we've got a long taxi to runway 24 on the Valk 3 Sierra departure over the English Channel, over London actually, into Bristol, which is currently IFR conditions. What's the weather in Bristol? Let's take a look at this. Wind is 130 at 6 knots, variable between 090 and 170. Visibility is more than 10 kilometers, broken at 900, overcast at 2800. Not sure what TCU means. Temperature 13 degrees, dew point 13, QNH 0986. Okay. Alright. So not too bad, but it should be fun. This is our, you can see our arrival here on the ICTA 1 Bravo for the ILS runway 27. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. IFly having a good week, Aerosoft having a bad one. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do our weight and balance. So you go to performance, and then we go to weight balance, and then we need to set this. So we can read MSFS data first. TCU is towering cumulus. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Really appreciate that. Probably something I should have known, considering I'm currently studying for my I'm studying for air law for my PPL exam, and then I'm also studying through university for my meteorology exam as well. So hey, learning on the job, I guess. Right, so let's get our OFP here, and I'll bring this across for you guys to see. So packs today 147, just one more than we brought. Then cargo, we'll match it with the zero fuel weights. We have 59041 currently, and 59030 on the zero fuel weight, so that works pretty good. So we'll set that. That's set. Fuel, we're gonna need 52. We'll go for. And our taxi fuel 191. And the planned trip fuel is 2331. Alright. So we will set fuel. Complete. Perfect. And now we can go down here. Just going to move this here for a second. And just do that. Perfect. Okay. I'm instrument rated in commercial student as of now. Somehow the instrument knowledge is still fresh, even though I'm 5 months post instrument trip ride. Oh well, fantastic. Yeah, hopefully hopefully I'll be in that position at some point as well. But yeah, all the best to you on your training. I might try to fly the DB Cooper flight if I find the right livery for the FSS 727. It'll be a fun experience. That sounds fun, for sure. That sounds fun. New A330 previews. Yeah, I saw them earlier. It looks okay, but again, it's difficult to tell from these screenshots. So yeah, I'll be more interested in it once I have it in my own sim, to be completely honest with you. So let's request a new flight plan. Give it a second here. Set auto brake RTO now, just because we're here. Alright, so we'll activate that, execute. We are doing runway 24 here. Departure arrival, so 24 on the Valk 3 Sierra. And then For the arrival, we're doing the ILS runway 27 from the ICTA 1 Bravo. The no transition, that's fine. Jonathan, yeah, I really hope that the this sort of training, just from the flight sim, will help. I know it's helped. I'm currently doing my PPL, and while it may not be as useful for PPL, because you are very much flying visually, it has definitely helped with some things for the PPL, definitely, especially for the theory side, actually, as well, definitely. But yeah, what my instructor said as well is that all the stuff you do on flight sim will probably help you more when your instrument stuff, which is fantastic. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure A330 driver will do one, considering he flies it in real life, so that'll be interesting for sure. Right, init ref then, flight level 340, cruise wind 217 at 032. Do you know what we need to do as well? We said we're going to go live time, didn't we? So let's do that. And just get our panel lighting up. Where's the dome light? Where is the dome light? Is it down here? Panel, blood. Let's bring all the lighting on. Let's check out this lighting. Very nice. Look at this. This looks fantastic. Yeah, for sure. Communications wise, extremely helpful using sims. Going into Bravo Aerospace the first time felt normal. Thankful for VATSIM FNOs. Yeah, I got to get myself on VATSIM more often to help prepare for that, honestly. Yeah, I think if you know your limits in terms of what the flight sim can do, what the flight sim can't do, what it's good for, what it's not so good for, then using it as a learning aid is very useful for sure. Right, let's so we got the night lighting is very nice actually, even externally. If we go with a logo wing wheel well. Very nice. Obviously, we can look into this a little bit more later as well. Did you develop any bad habits from flight sim while flying in real life, or did you manage to overcome them? Currently, I've not had any bad habits, but that's probably because through the whole time I've been flying on flight sim, I've really tried to avoid bad habits. I've really tried to avoid flying unrealistically, so that I don't develop bad habits. You may develop some bad habits. I know when I did my gliding, because I hadn't flown many gliders on the sim, I wasn't putting enough rudder in when turning, to overcome adverse yaw. But I haven't had that issue when flying for my PPO. You don't need as much rudder on, for example, a Cessna 152 as you do a glider. But no, I don't think I've had any bad habits, to be honest. Maybe when I get into instrument flying and navigation, maybe. Because that's what I'm more used to flying on the sim, but we'll see. We'll see. I think if you're aware of any bad habits you have, then you're less likely to develop them, if that makes sense. IFly did a good job. They did, absolutely. Jonathan, you're correct. Yeah, confidence. One thing I really found when at least flying, the 152 IFly, the weather in both sims is not particularly realistic, in the sense of both sims are a little bit static for my liking. When flying the 152 IFly, it's generally a bit more all over the place, especially when it's windy. It's a lot more unstable, if that makes sense. You've got to put more input, but also just things like you don't feel the aircraft in the sim, the G-force, the bumps. You don't feel the aircraft suddenly start descending, for example. You can only see that visually in the sim. In real life, you can really feel the aircraft suddenly, drop. You get that feeling, which is always very useful. And the feedback on the controls as well is something you don't get unless you have a force feedback control. So there is definitely a lot of differences for sure. Yeah, when 152s get tossed around a lot. Definitely won't be doing my instrument in the 152. That thing is bare bones. It really is. But yeah, it gets tossed around a lot. The amount of input that you have to put on final sometimes, you know, when you're slow, you got, you know, you've got 2 stages of flaps in, and oh god, it's all over the place. It really is, and it's heavy. You know, the controls can be quite heavy. Your arm, your left arm especially, does get tired after doing circuits for an hour or two. It really does. But it's fun. It's very fun. There will be some 152 videos on the channel. There'll be some which I use my real world experience in the sim. And then I'm also recording my real world flight lessons as well to put on the channel. But I'm experimenting with the setup, trying to get it right. So yeah, definitely some real world flying and some 152 videos on the channel for sure. Let's continue this. Where were we? ISA deviation. So what is the wind? The weather is 14 degrees. That's going to be an ISA deviation of -1. I think this is how you do it, considering ISA is 15 degrees at sea level, so we're going 14. I think that's correct. Jonathan, you might have more insight into that potentially. Analog or G1000? The 152? The 152 is very much analog. There's a GNS device in there. Which one it is exactly, I'm not sure. But all the 152s at my flight school vary. They're all steam gauge though. Zero fuel weight, that's automatic, and our reserve is 2-1. I mean, what would you prefer? For instrument flying, the G1000 most likely, because it's easier, but I love flying analog, I gotta say. Even in the sim, I prefer analog. So yeah, probably steam gauge in the sense of for the fun. But also G1000 is pretty cool, right? M1, we're gonna actually use the proper performance calculations this time. So let me put this back on my second monitor. ISADEV is correct. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. That's where the engineering degree that I'm doing currently comes in useful. Things like knowing about ISA. Obviously, that's something I'll learn during my flight training, but 3 years of using ISA tables and stuff is very useful. So, let's do copy from FMC. That's all correct. Again, I'm not sure why this is in meters per second, and I don't know how to change it. That really should be in knots, I would presume. Wind is correct. The temperature is correct. The QNH is 9 and 9 and 6. We'll do takeoff 2 because it's a massive runway. Flaps 5. Aircon on. Anti-ice we don't need. Alright. I wish we had send output. Maybe that's coming later, but that'll be useful at some point. The one I'm planning has a bunch of analogs with some GTNs and I think 1 or 2 with a G1000. Don't know why, but I prefer GTN over the G1000. Yeah, I think when it comes to my choice of flight school for instrument training, I'm not entirely sure that will come into, you know, the aircraft type and the aircraft specifications will come into my decision too much. I think more things like the actual flight school themselves, the instructors, aircraft availability will be quite important. But having said that, having experience with a G1000 and glass cockpit displays in general will be very useful when transitioning up to airliners, and maybe airlines prefer that. That is possible. So we're doing takeoff 2, selected temp 41 degrees. Which should give us an N1 of 78.5. It doesn't give us our N1 here. Oh, it does, 78.3, okay. So that's pretty much the same. If you can find it, I recommend flying instrument with a mixed setup, not simply glass. If they have dual G5s with other analog instruments plus an Avidyne / Garmin GPS, highly recommend. G1000 sweet near and check ride for workload. Yeah, I'll definitely take that into consideration. Yeah, I think having a mix will be really fun. But I think for check ride, just for simplicity's sake, G1000 would be lovely. Right, where were we? V1, 137, 137, 145. So flaps 5. And we're doing 137, 3745. So actually that's pretty much correct, so we'll leave it. Trim 6.25. Actually, it's already set to that. Perfect. All right, I think we're almost good to go here. Got a little bit of stutters. Let's set this back up. What was our first altitude on this departure? It's going to be... There's no restriction, actually, other than being above 2,500. So we'll set it to our cruise altitude for now, which was 340. We'll set 340. Let's also get GSX going. Prepare for pushback. And 340 is set. All right. Airport map's still not working. Interesting. This was working for me yesterday, but now it's not. No idea why.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
All right. So that's set. Pre-flight complete. Fantastic. We're on APU gen. APU bleed on. 340 landing altitude at Bristol is 622, and it's done that automatically. Lovely.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Now we'll get the anti-collision light on in preparation. And right, yaw damper, fuel pumps, window heat, probe heat will go on after engine start. All of this looks good to me. Dual bleed, that's fine. Alright, should be good to go
Locking
here.
gear.
One of my favourite avionics setups in the sim is the Beechcraft King Air 350. It has a perfect blend of gauge and glass, yeah. Look at that. And let's just get rid of all the ground power. Fantastic. And we are pushing back, facing. It's not giving us any other option other than facing north. So let's do straight pushback.
Release parking brakes, please.
And release parking brake.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, so we should be good to start the engines then. That means packs can go off. And alright, let's start engine number 1 first. Keep an eye on N2 here. It's motoring as the Leap 1 Bravo engines do. We'll add the fuel in. It's going to sit there for a little while, then it'll add the fuel afterwards. There it goes. Fantastic. Once this
Please set parking brakes.
alright, set the parking brake. Once this red line
Waiting
disappears,
your confirmation for a good engine start.
and your engine is be stable.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can
Beautiful.
disconnect.
Unlocking
Right.
gear.
Start engine number 2. The MD12 was a real concept. Yeah, it was. It was huge, the concept. Pretty obvious why I never went into production or anything. Add the fuel in. Alright, frames are not happy at Amsterdam. I'm gonna have to play around with my settings. It's motoring, engine starting, fantastic. We're gonna go
Tow track
round to the
disconnected.
right.
Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Not done takeoff performance. We have done takeoff performance. It's now disappeared. Why has it disappeared? But we did do the takeoff performance. We got all that stuff in there. I think once we pushed back, it removed it all. But we did have it done. And let's set flaps 5. Very nice. PFT says no V speed, so I'll take a look at that in a second. Why does it say that? There we are. We now have V speeds. I just had to click them. Alright. Well. Let's, those flight directors on. They are. Alright. Flaps 5 set. Get the lights on. Nice lights. You know, the thing with the PMDG lights is they're very, very dim. Yeah, Skylar, it sounds very similar to what I've experienced in a 737 MAX as well. Sounds pretty good. Okay, apparently there's no taxiway at the end of this, so we're gonna go across the de-icing ramps. There's nothing there anyway. Alright, and we're gonna cut across here. As long as no one tells our operations, we're fine. And we'll make our way to the runway here. Yeah, the sounds are really good. Flight Deck 2 Sim said that he was very happy with them. He obviously flies the thing regularly, so if they're good enough for a real world pilot, they are good enough for us. Yeah, we're gonna make it a speedy taxi here. Which I don't want to be hanging around for too long. Just taxiing. Looks very nice at night though. Really enjoyed this aircraft. I'm going to be flying it a lot. So if you guys want, we can be back in the aircraft tomorrow. And we can do some failures if you want. Oh, look at this. Big hill. But yeah, let me know if that's something you would like to see. Did we set our local QNH? Local 996, we did set it. Fantastic. We're going to take a left here. We're actually going to take the second left. I love the sound when you brake. It's so nice. See the Martin Air cargo livery hang over there. I hope X-Plane also updates the Cumulus Nimbus clouds with the weather radar updates, since they never seem to appear in the same. Yeah, absolutely. Alright, so it's pretty much all the way down now. This should be a bit more of a realistic takeoff, considering we are derated and everything. Set VNAV is probably not good. Oh, it is going to let us set LNAV now. Fantastic. Quick config check. We're all fine. Recall. All good. What's the master caution for? Captain Palmtree, thank you very much for subscribing. Alright, so we're almost at the end now. So we'll slow it down. The sounds when you brake are fantastic. Right, taxi onto the runway. Do we know if there'll be a functional weather radar in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? I believe it's planned, but I'm not sure, in all honesty. Taxi onto the runway here, can get our lights on. I have a low battery warning on my headset, so I really hope my headset don't die. Not till a quarter or two after release. Ah, okay. Let's we'll get these landing lights to fully on. Oh, you know what we didn't do? This whole after engine start checklist. APU off, APU bleed off. Strobe and steady. Engine start switches to continuous. Alright. Look at that. TCAS can go on. So TCAS is on. Get the hood ready, and alright, we should be good for takeoff here. Where are you flying to and from? I am flying. In fact, I should update the I should update this, shouldn't I? Let me quickly update this for you guys. Oh, EGG. Alright, there it is. So we're flying from Amsterdam to Bristol. How do you access this plane? By mail or on Discord contact? By Discord, but I'm not sure if they're giving out any more early access, and you have to be a content creator. Alright, so let's go. Alright, get my view set up. Alright, perfect. Alright, so let's pull them up 40%. And toga. Forward pressure on the yoke. Got N178.7 at the moment. 80 knots, we'll release the forward pressure. Going into throttle hold mode, that's realistic. V1, rotate. There's the dead band. Continue to pull up. Get it trimmed. You can see there we actually had a thrust acceleration, so our climb power is more than our takeoff power, which is quite interesting. Beautiful. Hand fly it for a little bit. What a beautiful takeoff. Gonna go autopilot so we can have a look at this. We should have changed the cabin lights actually. Gear should probably go up, right? Can't believe we forgot the gear. We were cooling the brakes, we will say. Anyway, flaps to flaps 1. And flaps can go all the way up. There's a kick spot. Can you put a link to the IFly Discord? I can. I think I did send it earlier. We'll go to standard on the QNH. We're above transition altitude. Let's quickly just adjust the lighting here. We can't change it. Okay. Does a door keypad work? No. Alright, well there we are. Beautiful. See the slight volumetric lighting? There. And from the strobe lights. Very nice indeed. When's it releasing? I don't know. It's not been said when it's going to release. I'm going to have to study some more for my master exam. Can't wait for your auto fix speed tutorial. No worries. Yeah, I've been messing around with some auto fix speed 1.4 settings and also some custom DEMs and meshes and all sorts. So that'll all be coming soon on a video. Almost at 10,000, so our lights can go off. Runway turn-offs and the texture light can go off. Engine start switches to normal or off. And the logo wing will... In fact, we'll leave these on for now. Alrighty, there we are. Night lighting on Microsoft Flight Sim is pretty nice. Very nice indeed. The lighting is vastly improved compared to a couple of years ago for sure. Nothing beats flying over Dallas Fort Worth at 2 AM though. Oh yeah, it's definitely improved, and I'm really looking forward to what Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 brings. Definitely. You know, as I say, really enjoy both simulators, both X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim, so I think it's great that we have the competition. They are both trying to achieve, you know, two different things in my opinion, but I still enjoy flying both. And you know, when we get aircraft like this in Microsoft Flight Sim, just incredible. When the 777 V2 came out, sorry, just the regular 777 from PMDG, I flew Microsoft Flight Sim a lot. Same with when the Phoenix expansion came out. But yeah, if you have route suggestions for tomorrow's stream, we should be back in the IFly 737 MAX. Do let me know, or you can put them in the suggestion box on my Discord. I'm probably going to have a play around with my settings. See, now we're at over, you know, well, 60 FPS, 135 when we're using lossless scaling, so just on the ground the FPS is not great, but that could be the flight temper scenery. This side is better. Look at that. There's a fair few liveries that come in the that come with the aircraft, which you can install via the manager, the IFly manager. Let me see if I can bring that up. So here we have the IFly manager. We're on version 0.24, as you can see. There's a fair few liveries that come with the aircraft. So we've got Swoop, Hainan, Fiji Airlines, Fly Dubai, Caribbean, Air China. We've got Gol, another Swoop livery, American Airlines, TUI Belgium, Alaska, Aero Mexico. Then we've got another TUI Netherlands, United, Neos, Xiamen, I think that's how you pronounce that. TUI Fly Deutschland. We got WestJet, Norwegian, LOT, TUI, which is what we're using today. This is TUI UK, and then another United Airlines and another Xiamen Airlines. So nice. Kind of surprised to see that there's no Ryanair livery, considering how popular that would be, but I'm sure someone will make it fairly soon. Yeah, lots of nice airlines, if that helps picking a route for tomorrow. Hopefully VATSIM tomorrow. You know, I might do, if I have time, a VATSIM flight, just to get myself reacquainted, and then yeah, we'll see. I do have Flight Tampa Toronto, so we could do that, actually. Where do I ask in Discord? I just DM'd the main dev, but as I said, I don't think they're looking for any more content creators and beta developers, beta testers at the moment, so I'm not sure whether you'll get a reply or not. Jonathan, no worries. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your insight as well. You've been very helpful. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Good luck with your commercial ground session. Skyler says you can do... what airport is CYLW? Not familiar with that one. Or Vancouver ground. Alright, we can definitely take a look. We can do something from Vancouver for sure. Could do Las Vegas, San Diego. Don't think that's too long a route. That's a pretty good route normally. I've got Vegas. I got Flight Tampa scenery for that. See you, Jonathan. Not too much to see as we fly over the English Channel. Did we get our lights off? We did. Alright. Unfortunately, I don't know when it's going to release. JBats? Don't know. As soon as I get the information, I will of course pass it on. Aviation Nick, as I said before, I just DM'd the Flight 1 Discord profile. The lead developer, I believe. Look at that. Very nice. I'm not gonna lie, I am starving. I've not had my dinner yet. I'm very hungry. Yeah, I have to say, really enjoying this aircraft. And of course, this is an early access copy of the aircraft. The developer IFly, they did really want me to stress that this is early access. So if there's bugs, etc., then they will of course be fixed for the release. But it is early access. There may be more features coming for the actual release as well. So it doesn't represent the release version of the aircraft. The sounds are just fantastic. I keep saying it, I know, but they really are. Is it worth the $70 for it? I heard it'll be $70. So the price is... let me check, because I did forget. The price is $69.95 USD, so yeah, $70. In my opinion, definitely worth it. It's so good. It really is. It's, from what I've seen, what I've experienced myself, better than the PMDG. Even though that is a 737 NG, I know it's a different aircraft, but this is, you know, a lot better than that. This is almost up there with Phoenix, to be honest, and has the potential to be up there with Phoenix, definitely. Absolutely worth it, in my opinion. The pricing is very good. I was expecting it to be more, to be honest. But I think the pricing is very fair. And if you do have the P3D version, version 5, P3D version of the aircraft, then you do get a 40% discount, which is very generous as well. Yeah, definitely worth it. It really is. I've just really been enjoying it. Really have. I really like the AFB as well. Nice, easy to use. So we should be getting to our top of climb fairly soon. There it is. And then not too far to go to our top of descent. About 80 miles. Nice short flight over to Bristol. There's the altitude warning telling us we've got 1,000 to go. JBats, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. We should be overflying London. We should be overflying London. How much of it we're going to see, I don't know. We can actually do this. go to cloud cover. Yeah, so we got a heavy cloud cover here. Flight level 220. About 340 where we're at. So it shouldn't be too bad where we're at. But yeah, we're probably not going to be able to see London. If we look at here. Alright, let's see what happens here. We'll leave the weather on, weather radar on. Very dark here. You can see all the lights from the windmills down here. Really love flying this aircraft. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be excited to do some on-nav approaches and stuff, some difficult approaches with it. Maybe flying it into Innsbruck, that could be pretty fun. Or doing the Madeira on-nav 05 approach. Alright, yeah, so like I said, if you have any suggestions for tomorrow's flight in this aircraft, do let me know for the route. We can do 2 sectors again, if you want. I have to say, I got a new monitor a few weeks ago, and it's a VA display, which means the contrast ratio is really high, and flying at night is fantastic because the black is really dark, it's really black, and it just looks really fantastic. Very happy with it. Cruising nicely at flight level 340. We'll do our landing performance fairly soon. I just realised that the panel I normally have at the top hasn't been there this whole flight. My apologies for that. I'll re-enable that now. just heading, the coast is just here, you can kind of see part of it. So just about to enter UK airspace now. Alright, let's go ahead and do our landing performance then. So we can go to show landing, and we want en route, copy the FMS data then, and we're doing runway 27. The condition in Bristol is we don't have any rain. It's IFR conditions right now, so we're going to leave it on dry. Wind is going to be 160 at 9. Temperature is 13 degrees. QNH 986. That's a really low QNH 986. That's why we have the bad weather. All operational for the reversers. Flaps 30. Aircon will be on. Anti-ice off. Brakes. I think we're going to do auto brakes 2. We're going to need. And none here. See what we get. Landing distance required is more than the distance available. So 3. There we are. That's still only about 100 meters. So actually we're going to have to... Let's see, if we do flaps 40, that might be better. So if we do... Let's do auto brake 3, flap 40 landing. It'll be fun to try the flap 40 landing as well, actually. So we'll do that. We'll get a VREF of 139. So we'll put all of that in now. And we're doing auto brake 3, so I'm going to add that now as well. In preparation. Fantastic. ILS frequency at Bristol is 110.15, so 11015, and we actually want ILS there, 11015. Same here, 11015. Put that in. Fantastic. The course is going to be 267. There it is. Yep. 267. Zoom on that ND a little bit. Put the terrain up. Fantastic. a fantastic plane. Very, very nice. We do have a restriction at ICTAM here. We need to be at flight level. Let me bring up the charts here. We need to be at flight level 220 by ICTAM, as you can see. So we'll make sure we follow that. Very good. And by the way guys, today I did also get the AKD Gulfstream 550. Oops. I did get the AKD Gulfstream 550, so I'll be checking that out at some point on the channel. Most likely that's going to be next week. And we're nearing top of descent now, so I'm going to set the altitude flight level 220 in here. There it is, flight level 220 is set. And we're going to start the descent down. This should be a pretty fun arrival. Yeah, let me know what features you're most looking forward to for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Whether that be features or improvements, what you're most looking forward to. There we are, starting our descent in a second here. There it goes. Lovely. BNAV doing a great job as well. We're actually right over London now, so we did get a nice a decent view of it, at least. That is Heathrow down there. Beautiful. So not as cloudy as we thought it might have been. Fuel is looking good still. We can also set our minimums then. So minimums for this landing is 700, but I'm not sure if we're going to see the runway by then, so let's see. That's the wrong one. So it's going to be 701 for the minimums today. Local QNH was... yeah. Oh yeah, of course. So Bristol has an elevation of... elevation of 600 feet. Yeah, okay. Got you. Yeah, so the minimums is actually only 99 feet above the ground. Above ground level. So that works quite well. Alright, local QNH, let's just check that and get that preset. Is 0986. My game keeps freezing. That content is freezing for about 3 minutes, normal for 2 minutes, then freezing. Yeah, I had that on X-Plane for a while, and I had that on Microsoft Flight Sim once or twice as well. On my old PC, I used to get that quite a lot. I get that on Microsoft Flight Sim a lot, especially during a long haul. I find you just have to leave it, and then it'll sort itself out. Yeah, that can be frustrating for sure. Also going to get the fix in place here. 10 nautical miles, pretty standard, we always do that. Alright. Nice night lighting. Heathrow there behind us. This should definitely be a fun approach. Wow, so Hurricane Milton has fallen to a near record low. The central pressure has fallen to a near record low of 897 millibar. That is incredibly low, if anyone was wondering. How do you get this plane when it's released? You have to install it via manager key or just download. It's via a manager and key, I believe. At least I installed it through a manager. When I logged in, it was there waiting for me. No worries, SimCrashFly. Thank you very much for being here. Beautiful. So we're descending nicely. The next altitude after Iktam here, the next altitude is by Brie, which is here somewhere. We need to be at flight level 070. No, we don't actually. We can ignore that one. So then after this, our platform altitude is 2,500, and we'll continue descending down to 10,000 for now, and then I'll select 2,500 as we get closer. We'll let VNAV do all the work right now. He's doing very good work, working very well for us. We will have a slight tailwind on this departure, on this arrival. I think just have to get back into auto for XP. Yeah, honestly, auto for XP is the best. Is there a Discord for them? For auto for XP or auto, there isn't, as far as I know of. Should I get this or just a Zoba one in 2024? What's your opinion? Well, that's a difficult question because I've not tried the Zoba 737 Max, so I don't know. I can't really compare it. But what I will say is this is definitely worth the money. And $69.95 USD, so pretty nicely priced. Just $5 more than the Phoenix when you convert it. Nicely priced. The sounds, the flight model is better than PMDG on the 737, even though that's an NG, but it is better in my opinion. So I will say this is definitely worth the money. If you want to wait till 2024 comes out and compare it, then you can do that for sure. I will be able to, once I get my hands on Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, I can of course then offer a comparison. But I will say this is very much worth it for sure. I highly doubt the Azobo default 737 Max will be anything close to this. I really doubt it. This is just incredible. Just fix the route up a little bit here. There you go. I was going to start descending a little bit more. Now fix the route. It was making us go to a different waypoint and then to the center fix. We want to go direct to the center fix, so we'll fix it up. That should be fine. But yeah, obviously when Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 does come out, I can then offer a bit of a better comparison between this and the default, but until then I can't really. Get the speed brakes out, you can hear that lovely sound. Slowly fix this profile in. Yeah, really can't see too much right now. That is Swindon here, down here to the left. They said it's better than the 787, so at least avionics have to be nice. The previews didn't look bad at all, but I'll probably only fly the Saab 340 and A330 in the 2024 sim. Yeah, from what I saw, it did look pretty good, don't get me wrong. But it's very difficult to tell from videos. So until I have my hands on it and I've tried it myself, yeah, it's very difficult to tell. But it does look good, and if it's better than the 787, then that's fantastic, because the default 787 is pretty decent. Obviously nowhere near study level, but you know, very useful, pretty decent for default. And I can't wait for the Saab 340. I flew in a Saab 340 in real life as part of a university field trip, so it was a research flight. And that was great fun, so I'd love to fly that in the sim, for sure. And the A330 is something to keep an eye on as well. But we are getting the toeless A330 in X-Plane, so that'll probably hold me over, to be honest. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, for sure, especially for the new aircraft, because there's a lot of them. I just hope they are, you know, good quality. But we'll see. We'll get our landing lights on. Runway turn off, taxi lights can go on as well. Let me go out of my house, I can spot you. Yeah, there's Swindon behind us. We should be able to get a good view of Bristol as well. Be past 10,000. I'm going to set our platform altitude now, 2,200. No, it's 2,500, wasn't it? There it is. It says setting to change the PFD refresh rate. It looks pretty stuttery. What do you think about the A330 disaster? The PFD refresh rate is a little bit low, but that could honestly be my Microsoft Flight Sim setting, so I'll have to check that. It is definitely a little bit lower, but I think if you put the refresh rate... Let's try it, actually. We adjust this refresh rate here to high. Will that potentially help? No. I think this is just a Microsoft Flight Sim thing, if I'm honest. I'm going to change that. Because I know the PMDG 737 is the exact same. And I think the Phoenix is as well, actually. Why are we speeding up so much? We get VNAV back. I don't know why it was speeding up. That's interesting. But let's we'll fix this approach. We are descending on the VNAV path. We're just quite fast. But I do want to select 220. What do you think about the A330 disaster? So I've not seen too much on the Latin VFR, but I have seen what I have seen on their Aerosoft. It looks very disappointing, to be honest. So not particularly happy about that, considering the investment that they got from the German government. But there you go. I've not looked into the Latin VFR too much yet. Maybe I'll take a little bit more of a look into that. It's always the EasyJets to fly over. They loud, can hear the engines from below. Yeah, like 10 to 14k. Yeah, you know what? 320s are way louder than 737s from overhead. They really are. We'll go to local QNH now. Hope Latin VFR can save a bit with a custom avionics update. Yes, hopefully. I'm going to look into that a little bit more. Because I've tried the headwind A330 and it's always been pretty bad in performance for me. I mean, I've had issues with it, to say the least. So hopefully the Latin VFR is a bit better. But like I say, in terms of A330, for me, the toeless A330 in X-Plane will do me just fine. And the Aerogenesis freeware A330 in X-Plane will do just fine. But in terms of Microsoft Flight Sim, I'll have to look into the Latin VFR or wait for the default in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Did it, Caleb? It went alright. I might give it another go. It's been a while. Yeah, last time it didn't work particularly well for me. Very nice. Bristol should be off our nose on the right now. Over there. I actually drove past here about a month or two ago. I don't live anywhere near here, but drove through this area. Bristol is a really beautiful city. I've been there once and it is a beautiful, beautiful city. Alright, so getting ready for the landing here. We'll set the engine start switches to continuous, otherwise I will forget. Gonna get the airport chart up ready as well. Descending nicely. I'm gonna add a little bit of speed brake though. Help get us down. Otherwise it's saying we might be a little bit high. What we can do is set 220. Sorry, 180 on the speed now. As we get closer. Get the hood. Flaps 1. Yeah, I've had issues with performance of the headwind, the carrot the same. But I'll give it another go on my new PC at least. I'll give it a go. But yeah, last time I tried it I had major performance issues. Set the speed brake rearmed. We'll set flaps 5 as well. Is that our landing lights? Oh wow, look at that. That was pretty cool. The volumetric landing lights. So we're at 180. I think this should be Bristol to our right, but I think it's over there. So we're not going to see it too much. Look at the lighting on the front from the strobe light here. It's subtle but really nice. Can't wait till we get the volumetric lighting. Look at that, that's really cool. I can't wait till we get the volumetric lighting in X-Plane 12 and it not completely kill FPS. Let's go, so we're at 180, we'll leave it at this for now. We will arm the approach. We've got glide slope. There we are, got localizer now as well. So VOR lock, fantastic. Flew on the Saab 340 once with Logan Air from Inverness to Kirkwall. Wow, very nice. Yeah, the 340 sounds amazing as well. I think I flew on a Saab 340B from Cranfield. This is the one I flew on. Again, it was a research flight. But yeah, really cool aircraft. Love to fly it in the sim. There was a version, there was the leading edge simulations to LES Saab for X-Plane 11. But unfortunately that hasn't been updated for X-Plane 12. Set 160 here. 6 miles out. So we'll go gear down, flaps 15. Very nice. Is that a little bit of the runway I've got in sight there? Yeah, we actually do have the runway in sight quite early. We have a bit of a we do have a hell of a crosswind actually. Not too bad. We go down to final. Approach speed, which is 134. No, 139. And we can go flaps 25. Oh, sorry, flaps 30. And then we do need to go flaps 40 as well. And auto brake 3 set, fantastic, looking good here. I'm gonna match my speed. And you know, I might, alright, let's disconnect the autopilot. Not get too high. I can't see the runway much because of the hood, but we'll do our best here. It may also just be poor visibility, but wish me luck. I'm going to start the replay as well.
1,000.
So I've not tried this aircraft on replay, but we'll see how it goes. I did record a reel actually earlier, so make sure we don't get too low here. It is windy for sure. Oh, we'll ignore the pappies, they're generally wrong, but they're actually showing 2 white, 2 red there, so maybe they're doing okay. Be a very nice crosswind landing though. Like I said, this thing handles great. Even in windy conditions like now, it's handling very well. Looking okay here. Maybe a tad high, but that's fine. We can correct.
300.
We've got a full 9 knot crosswind now. Watch the descent rate. Speed looking good.
Approaching minimum. 100. Minimum. Glide slow. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, bit of a floater, but that's fine. Oh, that nose gear came down hard because of the brakes, but we're down. That was definitely quite floaty. 60 knots, we'll stow the reverses. Auto brake off, get rid of the hood. You can see our exit there, so manual braking. Alright, welcome to Bristol. That was a nice flight. Bit of a long landing, but we'll take it. I love the brake sounds, it's so good. Genuinely. Alright, that was fun. That was seriously very fun. Landing lights off. Get the APU going. Thank you very much, DLN. Strobe lights to steady. TCAS off. Get the terrain radar off on this side. Oh. There it is. Alright, very nice. We'll make our way to a gate then. Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. It does fly really nice. It does. I love the landing characteristics. Not up to par, you know, with the Zibo 737 in X-Plane. I still think X-Plane in general and the Zibo has an edge in that case. But this is definitely a lot better, and I can't wait to see how this thing flies with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 and that flight model. That will be very interesting for sure. We'll taxi back to a gate here. Flaps can go up. That was a nice flaps 40 landing. That might be why we floated it. I'm very used to flying flaps 30, so with flaps 40 it's a bit more floaty, but in that case that's pretty realistic then, right? If you can feel the difference between flaps 40 and 30, that's good. DLN, yeah, absolutely, I agree. It's a fantastic aircraft. I've really enjoyed flying it, and the little details are great. Even just things like I was explaining earlier, there's the usability in terms of let me just stop here and find a parking spot over here. But yeah, just even little things like controlling the MCP, setting your minimums, your QNH, it's all really nice. Right. So we'll do parking 2.
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
It's just here. And do we have TUI? No, we don't. We'll do Ryanair Blue. Off we go. Get the lights off as we turn in here. But yeah, it's a really nice aircraft. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm very, very glad. Very happy with what IFly have done. I can't see anything here. This is potentially a slight issue. Is that the marshaller? Or is that the marshaller? I have no idea. I can't see anything. I think it's over here a bit more. Alright, we're just gonna park it here somewhere. I guess GSX hasn't given us anything. Any marshaller. So, we'll just stop there. I think we're at... Oh, there's the parking spot. No wonder I missed it. Alright, well, anyway. We're well out of the way. We'll go APU gen. APU bleed can go on. And we'll kill the engines. Aeroware A330 is released now as well. Yeah, but from what I've seen, the Aerosoft A330 doesn't look that good from what I've seen, apparently. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 for sure. So, let me end the flight on the Volanta here. Volanta says that touchdown was minus 97 feet per minute. So let's take a look at the replay here. Alright. Am I going to need to get my lights on and set flaps? I think I will. Alright, let me set my flaps to flaps 40. Just for the replay. Watched the Blue Games video lacking on details. Yeah, I need to have a look at his video, but yeah, from what I've seen, it definitely seems to be lacking. Can't wait for that Builds A350. Yeah, I hope that's good. I really hope that's good. Looking forward to that as well, definitely. So just wait for the flaps to set here, then we can go into replay. Alrighty, well, we didn't stop the replay, so we should probably do that. And now we can play the replay, go forward a little bit. Let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at a few different angles, of course, but let's just take a look at this for now. Hopefully should be a decent landing. Yeah, we flared a bit early. Not bad of a touchdown. Nose gear came down really hard. But that's probably because we had auto brake free. Alright, looks like everything in replay is working good as well, so let's take a look at a different angle here. So we'll go here. Alright, so this is how I set up my my replay. Find a runway. Here it is. Get a nice view set up somewhere here. And let's take a look at this. Looks fantastic. I'm definitely going to be getting some screenshots here as it lands. Look at the lighting. God, the lighting is so nice. Not a bad landing in the end. See how twitchy it was on the touchdown? That probably needs looking at. But yeah, in the end, really nice aircraft. I really, really enjoy flying this aircraft. I really do. I know it's not available yet, but when it is available, we'll probably fly it some more in between now and when it releases. We'll definitely fly it when it actually releases. But for now, really happy with the aircraft. Definitely be looking at how it progresses from here between the early access stage and the release stage. But I'm very confident about this aircraft. So that is going to be the end of the stream. We will be back tomorrow in the IFly 737 again. And we'll probably do maybe some failures and stuff like that. But we'll see. If you have any suggestions, do let me know in my Discord or in the comments. Always happy to take a look at those. And yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.